From Robert Thorne Field here on the campus of Grove City College, it's the Men's Lacrosse PAC Inaugural Championship game. Hi, everybody. Alongside Chuck Torrey, I'm Jared Barton, going to be taking you through today's action between the Grove City Wolverines and the Westminster Titans. And, Chuck, well, we're here, finally. Postseason play, and now both of these teams trying to get into the NCAA tournament for Division III on an automatic qualifying bid.
And isn't that something? Grove City coming into the game with a 7-0 conference record. They're the number 1 seed. And Westminster 5-2 in the conference. Grove City 11-5 overall, 7-0 in the conference. Westminster 9-6 overall, 5-2 in the conference. Beautiful, almost a football-like day today, Jared. A little overcast, maybe high 50s. Beautiful day for lacrosse.
Yeah, beautiful day to really be outside, as we do have fans on hand here in Mercer County getting ready to go. Let's see how both of these teams got here. We'll start with the visiting Westminster Titans, who were the 3 seed in the PAC tournament. They were come back from behind winners over St. Vincent College, sort of an upset. St. Vincent was ranked number 2 at UPMC Field in Latrobe on Wednesday. It was a 12-11 win. Meanwhile, Grove City logged a 20-13 win over Chatham, who was the 4 seed. As we mentioned, Grove City was the 1 seed coming into this. That was right here at Thorne Field in Grove City. What was the biggest takeaway from both of those matchups, Chuck, for you?
Well, Grove City, of course, their offensive output, 20 goals against Chatham. Very good offensive team with the Offensive Player of the Year last year, Henry Brannon. Brannon has 64 goals this year, and so Grove City known for its offense. Big takeaway for Westminster was, as you say, the big win against St. Vincent. St. Vincent Bearcats winning on the road in Latrobe 11-10 in a real good game. I happen to be watching it on video. Deserving to be here.
Should mention in that game, Westminster and St. Vincent back on Wednesday. Junior Dante Serra for the Titans had a late fourth quarter rally. He started that late fourth quarter rally and evened the game at 9 apiece, just about 9 minutes remaining. And they kept that lead, and Joe Rosa would register that eventual game winner. Those are 2 names that you're going to hear a lot. Let's talk about some of the other names that you're going to hear from both sides, and it's going to be the both goalies for this game today. R.J. Miller on Grove City and Carter Hall for Westminster. What's so great about these 2 players?
Well, Carter Hall, I'm told by Coach Brown of Westminster, is his best defensive player. He comes from Zeeland, Michigan, a good program in the Midwest. And R.J. Miller comes from Bucks County, out in eastern Pennsylvania, and I've been watching him in warm-ups. He looks very athletic as well, but to me the most interesting matchup is the matchup of the 2 coaches, 2 young coaches. Alec Jernstad, a second-year coach here at Grove City, played at Division I Towson. They gave him a year to build a program before he had to play his first game. Grove City always had a good club program, but now this is their second year, and he is 1 win away from getting the automatic qualifier bid to the Division III NCAA tournament. And his counterpart, Coach Travis Brown, played at Aurora just outside of Chicago. He was an assistant at Heidelberg and an assistant last year at Westminster before he got the head coaching job. And both of these young men are under 30 years old, and it's going to be a feather in somebody's cap to get this AQ bid today.
We'll see who will do it. We're going to step aside. Almost ready to go here from Grove City College for this Westminster and Grove City matchup here on the PAC Sports Network.
Time to claim your spot.
With 2 locations in Washington County at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and Trinity Point in Washington.
The biggest thing with Consolidated is their customer service.
They treat you like a preferred client, even if you're just starting with them.
They've truly taken the time to understand who we are as a business and recommend the best product and services based upon that knowledge of who we are.
Being able to rely on a technology partner like CCI to provide the fiber backbone means that our internet signal is completely reliable. I can't recommend any other parties. Consolidated is my first choice.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
And welcome back to Thorne Field here at Grove City. We'll run through the starters for you, starting with the visiting Westminster Titans. In net will be number 18, Carter Hall. Michael Hamish, number 6, is on defense, as well as number 12, Jack Granahan, and Matt Trella, number 12 and number 99. Alexander Hayes wearing number 5 in the midfield, so is Dylan Wolford and Reed Lutz. They wear number 29 and 81 respectively. Tyler Nordby, Chris Slater, and Joe Rosa on attack for the Titans. We'll take a look at Grove City on the other side. RJ Miller wearing number 35 in net for the Wolverines. Cody Adams and Jesse Schaefer, as well as Dominic Quiggle on defense. In the midfield, it's Brett Gladstone, Jack Atwood, and Andrew Kepnowski. Jed Spears, Blade Bishop, and Henry Brannon on attack for the Wolverines. All right, Chuck, we're almost time to go. Both teams out on the field. Give me an X factor. Who is going to make a difference for both of these organizations here in this game? One player for each.
Well, the first play of the game was going to kind of set the tone, I think. Grant Evans, a freshman midfielder from Upper St. Clair here in western Pennsylvania, is the face-off man. And his face-off record is 232 for 295, or in other words, 786. Almost 80% of the face-offs he wins. And if he can do that today, that's going to be a long road for Westminster. And talking to Coach Brown today, Westminster's coach, he says his best player is his goalie, Carter Hall. And it'll be up to Carter Hall to slow down Henry Brannon, the leading scorer in the PAC. 64 goals in 16 games, and if my math's right, that's 4 goals a game.
Should be an exciting one as both teams are lined up on the field, ready to go. Officials for today's game, Jeff Thompson is the referee, Matt Martin the umpire, Ryan Lynn is the field judge, and the official scorer is R.A. Briggs. Ryan Briggs, the great SID here at Grove City. In the face-off circle, it's who you'd expect, Grant Evans and Alexander Hayes, and the Wolverines will start things out offensively early. It's going to be important for the Wolverines to get up offensively. It's one of their biggest strong points. Starting things out, right here on the near side is Henry Brannon. Of course, has 64 goals, 75 points this season. The biggest offensive threat for the Wolverines, starting out conservatively with some perimeter passing early on in this PAC championship.
Westminster opening up in his zone.
Brandon misfires on the pass intended for Brett Gladstone. I don't know if one of the Westminster defenders got a stick up there on it.
Must have been deflected because Grove City keeps the ball.
And they'll continue out on offense. It's Gladstone, the freshman. Great cycling, offensively passing here for Grove City. Gladstone moves inside, takes a shot, and it's saved. Easily, no problem for Carter Hall, standing strong in the net. And now it'll be up to the Titans to move things out. Of course, we do have a shot clock in the Division III game. As the ball up over the midfield line, it's going to be a battle for it, and scooping it up will be Grove City. That's Jesse Schaefer, the North Allegheny product.
Grove City gets a turnover on the first ride.
And they're back into the offensive zone. Quickly moving in is Gladstone. Shuffling it over. Great passing inside, intended for Brennan. But it just misses his stick, rolls out of bounds, but Grove City the last one near it, so they will start things back out offensively. Tight passing so far, Chuck. What do you like about the offense from Grove City?
Well, they're very deliberate right now trying to figure out this Westminster zone.
Just been up to the task so far. Here in this scoreless contest, the PAC Championship, inaugural PAC Championship.
Now Westminster moving into the man-to-man. They're going to try to change things up today.
Jed Spears trying to drive in. Will get a pass fed to his teammate behind the net. That's number 19, Blaze Bishop, the freshman, who has earned Freshman of the Week honors for his performance on Wednesday. Near sideline, Brennan with a feed down low, intended for Bishop, and it rolls all the way to the far sideline. Bringing it back in is Jed Spear. Fluttering shot in front, saved easily. No problems for Carter Hall.
Second turnover, though, for Westminster. Another failed clear.
Grove City will keep it offensively moving left to right here. Of course, they're wearing their white home uniforms with the red numbers. Deflected pass up and over the net, and it's handled by the Wolverines. Still Blaze Bishop. Trying to feed a running Jack Atwood inside. Another freshman, of course, this freshman class very important for Grove City, especially on the offensive side of things. But Westminster might have their first opportunity in the offensive zone.
Only 2 recruiting years for Grove City. It's only the second year of their NCAA program. They had a good club program for many years, and it's only the 4th NCAA year for Westminster. So their seniors have 4 years of experience in NCAA lacrosse.
In the hands of Dante Serra for the Titans. I mentioned he was a critical player in that conference semifinal game back on Wednesday against St. Vincent. Now we'll set things up at the top. Trying to drive in. Fluttering shot. Goes wide right. Shot was from Joe Rosa, the freshman attack from Newton, New Jersey. Meanwhile, bringing it out from behind the net is Tyler Nordby. Feeding his man Serra, trying to get down the right alley, getting pushed behind the net. Grove City defense up to the task so far. Goal line extended on the left side. Shifted back up to the point. It's in the hands of Adrian Culp.
2 good shots on goal in this possession. Actually, they missed the goal. They only have 10 seconds left on the 80-second shot clock to get a shot on goal now.
Real quickly, Tyler Nordby trying to feed a pass, gets it, shot taken, but it misses wide, and that's going to stop the shot clock as it goes out of bounds. They'll have 2 seconds. And there's the shot clock violation.
And they just leave the ball in the corner to get back on defense. New rule in college lacrosse this year, 80-second shot clock. It's been very interesting to watch how teams have adjusted to this rule change, and we'll get more into that later.
Dominic Quiggle and company moving it back into the offensive zone for Grove City, and there's a hold. Penalty is coming up as there was a stick right up underneath the mask of one of the Grove City offensive players. Looked like Gladstone from our vantage point.
First penalty of the game will be against Westminster. It looks like Chris Slater is going to come over to the penalty box. He's a 5'11 junior from Plum, attending Central Catholic High School in Pittsburgh. So Grove City will be man up for 30 seconds.
Good opportunity possibly to get a opening goal here in this scoreless tie, the PAC Championship. Gladstone to Jed Spears. Now into the hands of their best attacker, most productive offensive player at least, and Henry Brannon. Cycle back behind the cage. Brannon rips a shot from the left, but misses wide right.
Henry Brannon, big boy, 6'3", 205, has a great set of shoulders on him, and he just fired a left-hand shot that just went wide.
They'll start it back from behind the cage once again. It's Jack Atwood cycling around. Great pass inside. Opportunity on the doorstep, but it's fluttered away. The defense for Westminster there to stomp out any opportunity.
Nice check there, stick check by Jack Granahan of Westminster.
Now some problems in the corner for the Wolverines, and a flag flies once again.
And that penalty is going to be on the goalie. No, it'll be on number 7, Tyler Nordby with a push with possession against Grove City. So the first penalty is over, and now Westminster will be penalized again for another 30 seconds. Contesting for the ground ball on the far side of the field to the left of Westminster's goalie, and there was a push from behind with possession, so it'll be 6 offensive players against 5 defensive players in the goalie, with the Grove City being man up.
Another great opportunity, still a scoreless game here at Robert Thorne Field in this PAC championship. As I mentioned, inaugural PAC championship game is the men's lacrosse.
You know something, I was right the first time. It's a penalty on the goalie. He's going to be out for 30 seconds, so a substitute goalie has to go, and it's going to be Tyler Monterelli.
You are correct. Out of Youngstown, Ohio.
Good place to be from.
Grove City starts things back out. Again, a man-up opportunity off the penalty. Spears feeds it to Brannon. Back and forth passing. Back up to the point. We're under 10 minutes here in the first quarter of this scoreless PAC championship. Rip shot from the left alley. Bounces wide. We've seen a lot of missed shots in terms of going wide of the net on both sides. Back into it. Brannon to Spears. Pass broken up. Going over is Jack Atwood, the freshman, to regain possession, and the penalty time is up. Goal line extended is the Wolverines on the far side. Pass out of the reach of Brannon, and Westminster will take over with possession.
And they can't exchange the goalie yet on this clear. Now they're going to try to do it. They can get him off while they clear the ball.
Waiting for him to come to the sideline was Carter Hall, and he's calling for the possession.
Interesting clear. Goalie coming off the sideline to help out with the clear. That's not something you see every day, but nicely done. They effect the clear, and they'll have an offensive possession.
Brought up into the Westminster zone. Titans wearing their Navy away uniforms with the white numbers. Just about 8.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Driving down the right alley. The Titans trying to get on the board first. Ground ball scooped up by Grove City. That was R.J. Miller in net. And quickly it's brought back into the offensive zone for the Wolverines. Spears trying to roll around a couple of defenders. Has his pass tipped up into the air right to the stick of Brannon. Now below the goal line.
Westminster doing a nice job getting their sticks on passes in the passing lane.
Oh, yeah. Blaze Bishop feeds Spears. He takes a shot that's rattled off the crossbar, but it stays out, and Westminster comes up with possession. Oh, so close for Jed Spears. Meanwhile, the Titans will try to get back out onto their offensive side of the field. Clear was successful at first. Oh, and a big hit right here on the near sideline. Picking up possession is Brannon trying to run down the sideline. He's pushed out of bounds. Ball still loose. Ball is still loose, and a penalty will be called. Kicked along by Grove City. That's Grant Evans, the faceoff specialist. And another flag flies. And the crowd's loving every second of it.
I think the first penalty is going to be against Westminster, and the second penalty on the sideline is going to be against Grove City, so we should be even up here. Yeah. Great action here on the near side as both teams contested for that ground ball, and there are going to be 2 penalties, one against each side, I believe, 2 pushes from behind.
Officials conferring.
2 push, 30 seconds, white 2, illegal body check, 1 minute.
Oh, second penalty's 1 minute against Grove City, and there'll be a timeout on the field.
And a timeout for us as well. We'll step aside. Just about 7 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. It's a 0-0 game on the PAC Sports Network.
Well, who do you think you are? Walk through these gates and you'll find out. It'll take, 4 years. 4 years of rigorous academics, of grand tradition, citizenship, of making friends for life, and let's not forget, having fun. While you're doing all this, we have a job too, to ensure your success. And make no mistake, we're good at it. Welcome to Bethany, a small college of national distinction.
Now, fully co-ed, Chatham University offers over 40 majors in the health sciences, sustainability, business, and the arts and sciences. Qualified undergraduates can also be admitted into our integrated undergraduate and graduate programs in physical and occupational therapy, physician assistant studies, and more. Live on our historic Shadyside campus or our Eden Hall campus, the first in the world built for the study of sustainability. Strong academics, Division III men's and women's sports, one-of-a-kind campus locations. Chatham.edu.
And welcome back, Grove City College. This is the inaugural men's PAC lacrosse championship game between the Wolverines and the Westminster Titans. Chuck Torrey and Jared Barton here with you. Westminster and Grove City both issued penalties before the break, before the Westminster timeout.
First penalty was against Westminster for push from behind with possession, 30 seconds. Second penalty was against Grove City, 1 minute. So Westminster gets more time and the ball.
Possession on the left side of the field. They haven't seen it over here too often, but could be a good opportunity for the Titans as Ryan Shorts controls. Perimeter passing here for Westminster. Pass out of the hands and all the way to the midfield line. Possession's going to be awarded to Grove City.
Offsides against Westminster trying to get that loose ball.
Bringing it up for the Wolverines is Patrick Mark, the sophomore defender. Now into the hands of Jeff Seifer. And back over to Mark, who will bring it in and get things settled. Back to their best offensive player, Henry Brannon.
Westminster's man up temporarily, but Grove City has the ball.
They're going to hold possession over on their offensive side of the zone, obviously, as long as they can, until they get back to their even strength and get things going. Holding it is Gladstone.
They're going to double team him since they're man up.
Taking it down that far sideline. Behind the cage, he's going to wheel it all the way around to the near side. Why not? Being defended one-on-one by Reed Lutz, the long stick midfielder out of Pittsburgh. Attended West Allegheny High School.
Teams are even.
Man-up opportunity over, and Grove City will go to work on offense. Brannon, goal line extended on the right side. Rolling ball that goes out of bounds.
Shot clock violation.
There you go, and they were just trying to get it as far down the field as possible. They realized they were running out of time.
80 seconds to get a shot on goal.
Westminster will move things out. That is their netminder, Carter Hall, out of Zeeland, Michigan. A good pass all the way down into the offensive zone, handled by Alex Rollo-Smith.
This Westminster program has come a long way. They haven't been terrific the last 3 seasons, but this year they're pretty good.
Opportunity in front, bouncing shot taken, and it goes up over the cage. Jesse Dodd, the sophomore out of Mount Lebanon High School, with the opportunity. Meanwhile, another shot on net. Stymied away. Great job from R.J. Miller.
Run to the sideline after that shot, ball awarded to Westminster. Both teams hustled. Westminster got there first. 39 seconds on the shot clock for Westminster.
Latest shot taken out of the hands of Chris Slater, the junior out of Central Catholic High School. Plenty of WPIAL presence in this game. Westminster trying to get around the defender. Line extended on the left. They'll skirt things back up to the point and get things started. It's Jesse Dodd once again. Perimeter passing. Trying to move inside is Shane Fisher, sophomore from Florida, out of East Laco High School. Back behind the cage. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. 4 seconds now. Bouncing shot is saved. No problem from R.J. Miller. And Grove City goes and gets possession. Rolling all the way to the near sideline and out of bounds. So Westminster with a gift.
There's tremendous intensity on both sides of the field so far in the first 11 minutes of the game, but we have no score.
Will Morgan was the Grove City midfielder trying to get possession back to them and let it roll out of bounds. Westminster will sit back. 65 seconds on the shot clock, so they've got plenty of time to work with. Bringing it in is Nick Trella out of Moon High School. Running for it is Fisher on the far side. He is defended, though. The ball is still loose. Body's falling to the turf. And scooping it up will be Grove City. To Miller, their goalie, and a great clear all the way to the midfield line. Brought into their offensive zone. Brandon goes to work. Bouncing pass. Rolls back below the goal line, and it's handled by Westminster. It's Jack Renahan.
First goal, I think, is going to be big in this game.
I think they're going to come at a premium for both sides. A lot of good back and forth action between these teams in the inaugural PAC Lacrosse Championship held here in Grove City. Bring it down the left alley is Dante Serra. Looking for a pass, sees wide open lane, takes a shot that rips and rolls all the way across the street.
That one just missed the crossbar.
Pretty sure Miller got his stick on it too. And it's back up
he
to the
did
point.
Because they reset the shot clock. Good call by you, Jared.
Serra going to work once again, driving in. Will flip a pass behind him. And it's scooped up off the turf by Grove City. It's Patrick Mark. Miller out of his cage. All feed a pass to Cody Adams, the freshman defender out of Pullman, Washington. And all the way across country to play here at Grove City. Back into their offensive zone. Grove City sets up. Shot taken. It's Brennan, and he misses high and wide.
Both teams with a national profile, players from all over the country. Very impressive recruiting job by these two schools, two coaches.
Probably one of the reasons why they're here in the PAC Championship. Offensively, Grove City. In the hands of Jack Atwood. To Brannon, back behind, it's Blaze Bishop. Quiet game for Bishop so far. As I mentioned, was the PAC Rookie of the Week. Opportunity in front, and Grove City will have the first goal of the contest. It's Jed Spears, the freshman.
From Blaze Bishop. So two freshmen contributing to that first goal. Bishop behind the goal found Spears, and Spears coming around the goal counterclockwise, bounced one past Carter Hall, and that gives Grove City a 1-0 lead.
Spears was right on the doorstep and bounces one, rolling along the ground to get it past Carter Hall.
Spears from Medina, Ohio, and Blaze Bishop from Glenbard West and Glen Ellen, Illinois. Glenbard West, a good school, good lacrosse school out of Chicago.
Face-off awarded to Grant Evans and the Grove City Wolverines, who now have a 1-0 lead in this PAC championship.
So Grant Evans has only had 2 opportunities to face off, and he's won them both.
As we mentioned, one of the best face-off men in the nation. Winning them at almost a 79% clip. Which, if you don't know lacrosse, that's a pretty good number.
That's hard to do.
Either way, Westminster now on the offensive side trying to get back into this one, down 1-0. Late here in the first quarter.
Ryan Short, senior out of California, their leading scorer, had the ball before he just passed it off.
Now in the hands of Adrian Culp. He's just roving right around midfield, trying to get around his defender. Does just that, down the left alley, looking for a pass, has it behind the cage. Feet in front, opportunity on the doorstep, it's stymied away. Great job from R.J. Miller.
Nice interior pass, but Miller shut the door beautifully.
That was Joe Rosa trying to sneak one past Miller, and it didn't work this time. Under 30 seconds here in the first quarter. Another missed opportunity for Grove City trying to get it into their offensive zone.
17 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Trying to reset the clock to 20. be Westminster's possession as soon as they have the clock set. In the hands of Dante Serra. Brings it up over the midfield line. Splits two defenders. 12 seconds on the first quarter clock. Great pass inside. Big fake, but no shot for Ryan Shorts.
Couldn't handle it. I think he lost the ball.
And it rolls all the way to the midfield line. Scooped up, and the horn sounds to end the first quarter. Great action so far between Grove City and Westminster. The Wolverines, the home team, with a 1-0 advantage. We'll be back after this on the PAC Sports Network.
Jenna Frederick. I graduated from Geneva in 2012 with a degree in engineering. At Geneva, they minister to the whole person. I was asked questions that I never knew that I would need the answers for. They really dig into the deep topics, which became my core beliefs, and those core beliefs became anchors that I was able to hold on to. There was no time in my life that there were more passionate and compassionate Christian leaders pouring into my life. Employers seek after the kind of character and values that are instilled in students that go to Geneva.
Faith and freedom are far-reaching matters for us. The freedom to pursue a calling in life, and the faith that it will make a big difference. The freedom to use the value of an education to pay it forward, and a Christian faith to make it count. At Grove City College, faith and freedom create opportunities. And that's why faith and freedom matter.
And welcome back to Thornfield. It's a 1-0 advantage for the home team in the PAC Lacrosse Championship on the men's side, of course. Chuck Torrey and Jared Barton with you in this inaugural championship game. Chuck, after one period of play, what jumps out to you on the score sheet?
Well, on the score sheet, the turnovers jump out at me, both sides with 9 turnovers, perhaps some jitters, but I think there's pretty good defense being played by both teams. But the thing I take away from that first quarter is the intensity. Both teams are really getting after. Of course, there's a lot on the line for these teams and these coaches. An automatic qualifying bid to the NCAA tournament. How cool is that? And there are a lot of young men who would like to play in that game on Wednesday.
Of course, the selection show happening tomorrow. You can watch that on ncaa.com. 9 o'clock start. Back to the face-off circle where Grant Evans has been completely dominant, 2 for 2 on face-off opportunities so far this afternoon. And he wins another, no problem, for the freshman out of Upper St. Clair High School. And he'll set things up offensively. Great feed inside, but awesome pressure from the Westminster defense snuffs that opportunity. Up over the midfield line. Of course, Grove City moving right to left this time here in the second quarter. Up 1-0 in this championship game, and a flag is going to fly for a big hit around midfield. 2 flags out. Is that going to be 2 penalties or at the same one?
We'll see. Oh, we know there's going to be one against
and
Westminster.
A third. 3 flags out on the field.
Yeah, these two teams are really getting after it out there.
You can see both benches are real animated. It's been great action between these two teams. Of course, only 14.5 miles separate them. The 2 campuses, Grove City, PA, and New Wilmington.
So it looks like Addison Bennett for Grove City is going to be one of the young men who takes a seat. And the officials are conferring to see who else is going to go. Certainly there's going to be a penalty against Westminster also.
As I mentioned, officials talking it over. Jeff Thompson, the referee, Matt Martin, the umpire, Ryan Lynn, the field judge.
Both teams with really good scoring opportunities, good interior defense, good play by the goalies. How about that? Only 1 penalty. It's going to be against Addison Bennett.
Right.
Freshman, long stick midi. He's going to be in there for 1 minute for an illegal hit. So Westminster is going to be man up for 1 minute, and we're just 37 seconds into the second quarter here. Grove City up by 1 goal, 1-0.
Good opportunity here for the Titans. Waiting to get set up. And we're back into action. Handling here for Westminster. It's Adrian Culp and company. Passes below the goal line. Now setting things up, Ryan Shorts. Great cycle, but pass up off the stick of one of the Westminster offensive players. That was Chris Slater, who is here on the near side. Shorts from the point. Good perimeter passing once again here for the Titans. Below the goal line this time. Fakes the shot, another pass. It's brought back up in the hands of Shane Fisher. Cross-field pass that is off the mark and out of bounds, so Grove City will come up with possession.
Grove City, nice man-down defense. Westminster unable to get a shot, and they tried to skip pass that went out of bounds, so credit Grove City with good man-down defense there.
Up over the midfield line, or at least trying to at the moment, is David Calhoun. He'll feed his pass to his teammate Patrick Mark. Mark with speed. Off of the hands of Brannon.
Penalties over. Teams at equal strength.
Just what Grove City wanted with the offensive possession. Just about 13 minutes remaining here in the half number one. It's 1-0 Wolverines with possession. Jed Spears, the lone goal scorer, had control. Pass up to the point, handled by Gladstone. A little bit of a head fake from Gladstone. Couldn't get any penetration, though. Brannon, 20 yards out. More perimeter passing ensues. Gladstone at the point. Rip shot and a goal. Great job. Grove City. Once again, Henry Brannon mentioned how he's the team's leading scorer, and that was just a sniper shot.
Yeah, he took that ball about 12 yards out, caught it with his left hand, and before you could say Jack Robinson, that ball was on his stick 80 miles an hour toward the goal. You could hear it ping off the crossbar and go into the net. Hard left-handed shot by Henry Brannon. 2-0 Grove City.
And that was an even strength goal. So back to the face-off circle is Grant Evans, and he has no problem winning it this time. Moving in quickly, Spears beating a pass, and it's an easy goal, and Grove City's feeling it now. Blaze Bishop, the freshman, gets on the board.
Yeah, you win the face-off, you score a goal, and so it's make it, take it lacrosse for Grove City. Blaze Bishop, freshman from Glenbard West in Illinois, got a nice feed and made no mistake. And Grant Evans can hardly wait to get back to the face-off.
He's ready for it. Of course, he's facing off against Alex Hayes, the freshman out of North Allegheny. A perfect 4 for 4 on face-offs so far. Can he make it 5? Possession to Grove City, who has stolen momentum, at least initially right now. Just about 12 minutes to go in half number one. They're up 3-0.
How much time did it take for Grove City to score that third goal after the second one? It should show up.
Let's see. Be 12 seconds.
12 seconds.
12 seconds in between. And they're back on offense again, looking for more. Gladstone rips a shot. Saved, though, and it's in between the legs of Carter Hall. But he finds it and will turn possession back over. Clearing attempt here for Westminster. Successful, at least initially. Brought in by Ryan Shorts. Has a path to the goal and is checked hard from behind. A flag flies. Penalty on Grove City.
Yeah, I think that should be a minute penalty. Shorts penetrating, got the clear at midfield, ran into the offensive zone, and when he was about 10 yards out, he got hit pretty hard from behind, so I like to think that only 30 seconds. Could have been a minute from my perspective, but it's going to be 30-second penalty for Grove City, and once again, Westminster with a man-up opportunity.
Addison Bennett back into the penalty box, the freshman out of Haddonfield, New Jersey.
That's his second.
That it is. And man-up opportunity now for the Titans, down 3-0.
Westminster hasn't been able to penetrate that man-down defense
No, they
yet for
haven't.
Grove City.
Defense has been stellar. Pass just a bit too high for Adrian Culp, but it's gathered up by the Titans. It's in the hands of Chris Slater. To the point, Shane Fisher and company. Back to Culp.
Teams
Loose
are
ball.
even.
Picked up by Westminster. It's short. Even strength. Shot off the outside of the cage. Ripped away by Chris Slater. And it's picked up by R.J. Miller, the goalkeeper for the Wolverines. And now another clearing opportunity for Grove City. Brought into their offensive zone. Just about 10 minutes remaining here in quarter number 2. 3-0 advantage for the Wolverines. Jed Spears looking like he's going to try to take a shot, but backs away. Still plenty of time on the shot clock.
Grove City really spreading things out now.
Gladstone with a bouncer to the net, handled by Carter Hall.
Hall's not going to get beat with a shot like that. He saw it all the way.
And quickly back into the offensive zone is Westminster. It's going to be a foot race all the way to the end line. And the Wolverines will come up with possession. Try to get it back on to their offensive side of the field. They do just that. Michael Lafort out there for Grove City. Goal line extended on the far sideline. Pass in front, opportunity, but it's high of the net. It's Grant Evans trying to get on the score sheet. He's 5 for 5 from the face-off circle. As we've mentioned, Blaze Bishop now feeds Evans back up to Gladstone. 9 minutes to go here in half number 1. Pass on the doorstep. Loose ball, though. It's picked up by the Titans, but it was 1-on-3.
And penalty coming up against Grove City. But as long as Westminster has the ball, they'll have a chance to move it up the field.
Yep, delayed penalty. Shane Fisher brings it into the offensive zone for the Titans. Down 3-0. All the way to that far sideline, handled by Tyler Norby.
So this is free possession time here for Westminster. They're going to score or lose the ball.
And Fisher will try to drive, goal line extended on the near side. It's touched by Grove City, so the clock will stop. As you mentioned, the Wolverines will be a man down once again. So Blaze Bishop called with the hold.
Aggressive ride by Grove City. Draws a penalty, another 30-second penalty, and Westminster's had a lot of opportunities. At halftime, we'll be able to give you a stat on the penalty time, but so far their man up hasn't solved the riddle of the man down Grove City defense.
Yeah, the defense has been stellar here for the Wolverines.
They've been better 6-on-6 than they have 6-on-5 so far today.
Adrian Culp will start things out in the near corner. And Chris Slater, that duo, 20 and 21. Fisher with a rising shot that's deflected off of a Grove City stick and out of bounds.
Tough angle, very acute angle. Goalie's left. Not much of a chance to hit that one.
Either way, Shorts will start things out. The hands of Culp. Back and forth passing. Down low, Fisher. Shot to the net, but it's stopped. R.J. Miller coming up strong.
That shot was like a turnover. It had no chance to go in, and Miller made an easy save.
And quickly, offensively, the Wolverines set up. It's David Calhoun backing off and scanning his options. Now Blaze Bishop from behind the net to Jed Spears. Goal line extended on the near side. Andrew Kavznovsky, the midfielder out of York, PA, getting in on the offensive action, as is Jack Atwood. Kavznovsky back and forth passing with Brennan. Now to Spears on the near side. Looking for a pass. Backs up. Trying to get inside positioning if he can. Try to connect with Michael Lafort. Ball was on the ground but picked up by the Wolverines. Under 7 minutes to go here in half number one. Spears with a errant pass that was intended for Lafort, and it goes all the way to the end line. So possession will be back in the hands of the Titans.
Good defense that time by the Titans. Only 5 seconds were left on the shot clock when that shot was taken. It was nowhere near the goal, and now Westminster with a chance to clear.
Yeah, bringing it all the way out of his net is Carter Hall.
Oh!
And a huge steal by Jed Spears. And he'll bring it up the near sideline with Hall out of his net. Inside pass. Fluttering. Blaze Bishop feeds Spears. Looks for a shot and scores! Jed Spears' second goal of the game makes it 4-0.
And Spears gets a lot of credit for that goal because he made a great play on the near side to intercept that clearing pass. Tremendous athletic play as he extended that stick well over his head. Got the ball into the offensive zone, and the goalie Carter Hall, was well off his post. And tic-tac-toe, balls in the goal. Turnover, goal.
Timeout called, so both teams back to their benches. We'll step aside with 6 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. It's a 4-0 Wolverine advantage. We'll be back on the PAC Sports Network.
Teal College, a creative, energetic place that's rooted in academic excellence, innovation, and tradition, where motivated students become motivated graduates, where so much is so close. Teal College. That's where. Teal College, an energetic place focused on your academic and personal success, where so much is so close.
Teal College is now enrolling for its new sports management, exercise science, and health systems programs, and more. For more details, visit teal.edu.
It's a 4-0 advantage for Grove City, the home team here in this men's lacrosse PAC championship, the inaugural championship game for lacrosse in the President's Athletic Conference. Chuck Torrey and Jared Barton here with you. Glad to be along on a beautiful afternoon from Mercer County. A little cloudy, but perfect temperatures, really, especially if you're playing in this game.
Great day for college lacrosse. Two good teams getting after it today. That last goal is why people love lacrosse. Spears on Grove City made a great steal at the midfield, got the ball into scoring position, got the ball back, and scored. In what sport can you intercept the ball, run down the field, get a pass back, and score a goal? 4-0 Grove City. Spears with 2, Brannon with 1, and Bishop with 1 for the Wolverines.
Grant Evans, the face-off specialist for Grove City, a perfect 5 for 5 in this one. Tied up, though, in the face-off circle so far. But it looks like another victory for him. As it rolls to the far sideline, he'll scoop it up, fall to the turf, and look for a pass. Gets it to one of his teammates successfully. It's Dominic Quiggle.
6 for 6. He could have been called a penalty against him, push from behind, but they let him play.
As we mentioned, he's 79% from the face-off circle.
100% today.
One of the best in the nation, and he has possession right now. Evans finding Gladstone.
Grove City now very deliberate on offense unless they get a fast break opportunity.
Right.
They're taking their time.
50 seconds on the shot clock. Jed Spears, who has been dangerous from just about 10 yards out on the near side, has 2 goals today, including the initial goal and the most recent goal. To Gladstone. On the right alley, spinning shot from Blaze Bishop is no good. Stopped, and we do have a net violation, crease violation.
In the crease, yes,
the crease.
indeed.
So Westminster will get possession.
It's like jackpot bowling out there. Two bodies are flying
all over the place. Yep. Errant pass to the midfield. Gives another possession back into the hands of Grove City. They're up 4-0 with 5 minutes to play in half number 1. Gladstone shuffles around his defender, but his pass is knocked away on the turf. Who's going to come up with possession? Gladstone scoops it up once again, but it's still loose. And here you go, a huge check. It's going to be a fight for possession on the ground. And Brennan would initially come up with it. The timeout's called.
Preserve that possession. Grove City coach Alec Germstadt calls a timeout. Great battle for these ground balls today.
Another timeout leads to another break for us. We'll be back after this on the PAC Sports Network.
Begins here on a beautiful campus in southwestern Pennsylvania. At Waynesburg University, students become leaders in education, in business, in government, and science. They learn to tackle real-world issues with innovation and purpose, and are prepared for these roles within a community that fosters spiritual growth. Waynesburg University, a tradition of faith since 1849.
You can't just wait for it. You have to go get it. You have to push yourself, because limits only begin when hustle stops. You have to work together, because you can't get there on your own. You'll have support, because you're more than just a name on a list. And then you'll get there. That's success. And I hope it's ready for me, because I'm ready for it.
After the Grove City timeout, we're back. It's a 4-0 advantage for the Wolverines as we're approaching halftime, just about 4.5 minutes away from a little bit of a break. And Grove City will have possession coming out of the timeout. We've had a little bit of a stalemate between the two teams down here in this far corner, this near corner rather, on the near sideline. Back on offense, Blaze Bishop and company here for the Wolverines, who has a goal in this game. Jed Spears, who has 2 goals, trying to get that cross-field pass to the hands of Jack Atwood, but it didn't work, and Westminster will come up with a turnover. But do they get the clear? That's the question. Successfully into their offensive half. Handled by Dante Serra.
He's had some good scoring opportunities today, has Serra, but so far Westminster hasn't been able to dent the cage.
Ryan Shorts down the right alley. Goal line extended now behind the cage. Perimeter passing ensues for the Titans. Down 4-0. Shorts. Pass fed in and out of the stick of Adrian Culp. And now on that far sideline, trying to drive in, get some inside position. Great pass, but a check really stifles any opportunity there.
Cody Adams with a nice check.
Meanwhile, Westminster's just trying to chip their way towards the net if they can.
10 seconds on the shot
taken,
clock.
but it missed wide behind the net. It was out of the hands of Dante Serra.
Now only 5 seconds on the shot clock, and they're in the corner.
That was Chris Slater who will just bring it up, and realizing that the shot clock is out, possession gets back into the hands of Grove City.
Good defense by Grove City. 80 seconds. No shot on goal for Westminster.
And a big check on the far sideline. Putting on the hit was Reed Lutz. Possession awarded to Westminster. It's handled by Ben Roma. And now Nick Trella out of Moon High School has a brother on the team, Matt Trella, 34 and 99. 2 more WPIAL products, we mentioned. Both teams filled with them, really. Trella moving down the right alley. Defended well, though. Had the ball on the turf, but he picks it up. To Slater. Behind the cage. Trying to spin and get a shot on net for Westminster, but it didn't work. That was Joe Rosa. Now a shot bouncing inside by Fisher. Handled well. And the ball is loose at the point. Grove City with another turnover. It's Jack Atwood. Flag flies right in front of us. As the ball is rolling on the ground, who's going to come up with possession as it rolls out of bounds?
That Grove City defense is giving Westminster no room today.
See what the penalty is.
It's going to be against Westminster over on the far side.
It's going to be on number 42, Jesse Dodd, sophomore out of Mount Lebanon High School.
So the Grove City offense assembling to our left here with a 4-goal lead with 1:42 to play in the first half. They'll be man up.
Jed Spears and company set up offensively to Gladstone. Perimeter passing. Spears feeds Brannon, who has a nice shot from that angle. See if he'll try to do it again. Obviously plenty of time. Not going to go and take a shot that is not a high percentage. It's bouncing in front of the cage, though. But right there to get on it is Carter Hall. And Westminster will try to move things out. Crossfield pass. Intended for Sarah. Loose on the turf and picked up by Grove City. It's Henry Brannon.
That hit was well timed.
Michael LaFord and company getting it back offensively. Less than a minute to go here in half number one. 4-0 advantage for Grove City. Grant Evans.
Shot clock is off.
To Gladstone, Spears, and now Brannon. They'll wait. 30 seconds remaining in the half, and we have a quick whistle and a timeout call.
Coach Jernstadt taking his second timeout, might as well, hoping for a good possession here in the last 31 seconds.
So what do you do? 31 and a half seconds with offensive possession. Shot clock at 47, so that's not really a problem. If you're Grove City, who's had success offensively, what are you trying to do to try to extend that lead to 5 before we go to halftime?
Well, if I'm Grove City, I would hearken back to my practices this week because this is the kind of situation that teams prepare for. About 30 seconds left. They should have a play in their playbook to do something constructive here. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to get the ball to Henry Brannon again or Spears. Both players have been effective today. But 30 seconds is plenty of time to run a good offense. You don't want to be too aggressive and force a pass into the middle of the field where the defenders are, but spread them out and wait for a good shot. Get your feet set and fire it, or get one right on the crease.
Just a reminder, the PAC Sports Network will have live coverage of the PAC Baseball Championship next week. That's at W&J's Ross Memorial Park. Weather permitting, of course. The tournament is slated for May 9th through May 11th. Catch every pitch of the PAC Baseball Tournament at www.pacstream.net. Timeout over. Both teams back out onto the field. 31 seconds on that second quarter clock. 4-0 advantage for Grove City with possession. Handling it is Atwood on the near sideline right in front of his bench. Fakes the shot and he's checked from behind, loses the stick, and the ball comes loose as well. Westminster trying to get back into their offensive zone. Alexander Hayes feeds a pass. That's Chris Slater. And they'll lose possession. Waiting for it is Grove City. Blaze Bishop and company. Now Brannon with a shot. Saved at the half. Carter Hall with the last second save to keep it a 4-0 contest. And that's where we stand at halftime. A great game so far in the inaugural PAC Men's Lacrosse Championship. We'll step aside and have a little bit of halftime stats as well as a recap here on the PAC Sports Network.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
The biggest thing with Consolidated is their customer service. They treat you like a preferred client, even if you're just starting with them.
They've truly taken the time to understand who we are as a business and recommend the best product and services based upon that knowledge of who we are.
Being able to rely on a technology partner like CCI to provide the fiber backbone means that our internet signal is completely reliable. I can't recommend any other parties. Consolidated is my first choice.
When you're in college, you kind of find out who you are. And throughout your 4 years, you develop yourself with all the different experiences, which leads into dedicating yourself to your community, to your family. So when you're a senior, you're coming out a well-rounded person.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests outside of the classroom and outside of the court or field. I've had the ability to get into different activities and organizations, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
Getting to be involved in a lot of different things, ranging from obviously being a student athlete to getting involved with my campus and my community, and not only being allowed to do that, but being encouraged to do that.
The opportunity to be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, to have the professors know me on a personal level, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference. It really helps you develop thinking from other people's perspectives and looking at problems from outside the box.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
I've definitely learned how to really be myself. I found out, yes, I am actually a good leader, and yes, I can actually put myself forward because I am good enough. I can do it.
Coming in to college, I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of different career goals, and I've learned so much about myself that I was always like growing and changing.
When I got to college, it forced me to step up and become more of a leader, and I think that was something I had the capability of doing, and forever grateful that being at a Division III school gave me that opportunity.
You have to dedicate your time in the classroom, you have to dedicate your time in the gym, on the field, on the court.
Our coaches and the entirety of the athletic department, they valued the student athlete going out into community and trying something new and getting involved in campus life.
You can get involved in so many different things. So the possibilities are truly limitless for what you can do with your college experience. You can kind of make it your own in the Division III setting. So I would encourage people who want to have flexibility to pursue different interests and passions to go D3.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
with 2 locations in Washington County at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and Trinity Point in Washington.
Welcome back. Halftime here for the PAC Men's Lacrosse Championship at Grove City College between the Wolverines and the Westminster Titans. Chuck Torrey and Jared Barton with you. And Chuck, real quick, want to get your thought on how this game has really gone here through one half.
Titanic defensive struggle, especially in the first quarter, and then Grove City was able to open it up a little bit with 4 goals. Spears with 2 goals and 2 assists, Brannon with a goal and an assist, Bishop with a goal and 2 assists, and it's those 3 guys that have really given Grove City the firepower. And 2 other statistics that caught my attention after the first half. 6 for 6 on the face-off wins for Grant Evans of Grove City, and 0 for 5 on man up for Westminster. Got to cash in on those opportunities, and it wasn't the fact that they didn't score, but they didn't look good not scoring. They really gave themselves no chance on the man up, and those are the 2 big things I take away. Grove City going to the second half with a 4-0 lead.
As we mentioned, shots right now, Grove City 15-12. Saves on the other side, Westminster are leading in that category, probably because there's been more shots taken on them. The shots, as we mentioned, 15-12, 7-4 saves. And as you have been saying all broadcast, really it's been remarkable what Grant Evans could do in that face-off circle. A perfect 6 for 6 in the game today, and really no
I love
problems.
lacrosse, and they will never change the rule, but that's one thing that I think is unfair. If you have a good face-off man, it really makes it very difficult for the other team to win or have the ball for any length of time. But as I say, that's been a rule of lacrosse since the Indians played 400 years ago. Nothing's going to change about that.
As you mentioned, Jed Spears with 2 goals. He scored the first and the fourth. In between them, sandwiched in between the 2, Henry Brannon, the team's leading scorer, and Blaze Bishop. It's been all Grove City. On the other side of things, Westminster, have you liked what you saw from their offense, and what needs to change to really penetrate that defense for Grove City?
Well, early on it was an even game. Westminster was getting some scoring opportunities, but I'll tell you, the last 15 minutes of the first half, they couldn't get anything done. They passed the ball around the perimeter and really didn't have any effective shots on goal. And again, the big thing is 5-man up opportunities and nothing to show for it.
Important to mention, it was only a 1-0 score after 1 quarter of play. And then, 3 really quick goals if you're Grove City there in the second quarter.
And, of course, the killer in lacrosse is 2 goals within 12 seconds. You score, you get the ball back, and you score again quick. That's very demoralizing for a defensive team.
Of course. Hey, it is important to mention that you can purchase your own digital download of today's game. Just email the PAC Sports Network at info@pacstream.net. Digital download of today's broadcast, just $25. Both teams making their way back out onto the field. We'll step aside really quick, get a break in here before we get back to second half action of this PAC Men's Lacrosse Championship on the PAC Sports Network.
When you step through that door or shake their hands, will you be prepared? When you stand up for a client or walk into that meeting, will you be ready to prove to them that you deserve to be there?
When you come to Washington and Jefferson, you will be.
Washington and Jefferson College. Are you ready?
Time to claim your spot.
With 2 locations in Washington County at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and Trinity Point in Washington.
Welcome back. Second half just about to get underway, but before we talk about what's going to happen here in half number 2 of this PAC Lacrosse Championship, Chuck, there's plenty of other Pennsylvania teams in action today among all 3 divisions of college lacrosse.
Well, yes, in Division III today, in the Landmark Conference, it's the Elizabethtown Blue Jays against the Susquehanna Riverhawks. We have Gettysburg Bullets against the Ursinus Bears, Eastern against DeSales, and of course the winners of all these games get an automatic bid to the tournament. And 3 Division I teams, Jared. Robert Morris against Hobart. Robert Morris, the Pittsburgh team in Moon Township Division I, has a chance to go to the dance if they can beat Hobart today. Penn State, the number 1 team in the country, plays Johns Hopkins in a Big Ten tournament matchup. And the University of Pennsylvania Quakers takes on the Yale Bulldogs for the Ivy League title today.
Fantastic action among all 3 divisions. Grove City's ready to get back out, start things here in half number 2, third quarter action. You're watching live coverage of the President's Athletic Conference Lacrosse on the PAC Sports Network. Today's broadcast also available via the PAC Digital Network app on Roku and Apple TV. A perfect 6 from 6 of the faceoff circle was Grant Evans and company. And he's back into it, looking to try to win another one here against Alexander Hayes to start things out in the third quarter. Ball is placed, ready to go. Whistle sounds, and just like the last 6, it's another face-off victory for Grant Evans, the freshman out of Upper St. Clair High School, but he has the ball pickpocketed out of the stick as he was trying to move in towards the middle of the field. And he's checked hard right on the near sideline. Gets a shoulder from the guy who was taking him on in the face-off circle, Alexander Hayes.
Tremendous hit, knocking him off the ball, and Westminster with a chance to clear. They're looking for goal number 1 today.
Yes, they are, down 4-0. It's handled by Matt Trella, one of the 2 Trella brothers from Moon High School. Is Westminster Titan batted down to the turf. Joe Rosa, the man trying to get up. Offensive possession stays, though, with the Titans.
Eager to see how Westminster responds and how they try to get some shots on goal here in the second half.
In the hands of Dante Serra, one of the best offensive players, bounces one up and too high of the net. It'll roll all the way to that far corner and go out of bounds, but Westminster there to retain possession.
Nice deceptive move. The ball bounced over the goal. No shot clock change.
Meanwhile, streaking down the left alley, the Titans trying to get set up offensively. Tyler Norby. Cycle to Serra. Will go down the left alley. Try to cut into the crease. Instead, we'll get a pass behind the cage. It's on the far side. Ripping shot and a goal. Ryan Shorts gets Westminster on the board. It's 4-1.
Shorts, the senior from Westlake Village, California, their leading scorer, puts one on goal in the net, making it a 4-1 game in favor of Grove City. Shorts with the goal. And one thing I did notice, they moved the ball around a little bit faster. They weren't as careful with it as they were. Coach said, move the ball quick, stick to stick.
Fair to say that they've come out with a little bit more intensity here in half number 2.
Well, they know they need at least 3 more goals to get back in the game, even if Grove City doesn't score.
4-1 advantage still to the Wolverines. Back into that face-off circle as we have a whistle. Another face-off victory for Grant Evans. 7 for 7.
I got him 8 for 8.
Or rather, 8 for 8, yes. You're ahead of me. I was just going on. Oh, they actually awarded that one to Westminster. At least according to the stats. Either way, Grove City starts things out offensively. Up 4-1.
Now, Dr. Lacrosse has him for 8 for 8. That's the official stat.
Oh, there you go. That's all that matters. Back into the offensive zone. A pass intended for Blaze Bishop. Rolls all the way to the end line, and Westminster will come up with a turnover. Shorts, the most recent goal scorer, brings it into the offensive zone.
As an attackman, he came all the way across the midline to get that pass, so they're relying on him in the clearing game as well.
Now Serra stepping inside. He jostled around by a couple of Grove City defenders. Shorts. Shot that's deflected out of the stick of Adrian Culp, and it was off of a Grove City defender. Westminster still with possession. Curling shot, rifled high
And in the first 2.5 minutes, the Westminster offense has come out with some life.
Yes, they have. Tyler Norby, the last guy to take a shot. Spinning around, up and over, and saved. Great job by R.J. Miller, putting a save on number 26, Joe Rosa.
They're going to award the ball to Westminster.
The Titans will start it out in the near corner. It's Rosa to the stick of Nordby. Trying to get back into this one. Down by 3. Goal line extended on the near side. Nordby working one-on-one. It's up to Culp. Back and forth passing and a great steal right in front of the cage. Brett Gladstone, the midfielder, there to send possession back to the Wolverines. And a nice pass down inside to Addison Bennett. Brannon sets up shop to Gladstone at the point. Jed Spears on the far side. Blaze Bishop behind the cage. No urgency with 50 seconds left on the shot clock. Outside passing. And they'll wait for their opportunity. Gladstone flips positions with Jed Spears, who has 2 goals today. Spears feeds a pass to Lafort, who is calling for it. At the point. Up 4-1. Brannon behind the cage. It's Blaze Bishop, who has a goal today. Brannon behind the net. Crossfield pass for Lafort. Now in front. Loose on the turf, who's going to come up with possession.
No goal.
Big scramble in front, and it's saved away.
In the crease. Offensive player in the crease.
There you go. So at 10, just under 11 minutes to go. It's a 4-1 advantage for Grove City, as that was a mad scramble in front of the net. Westminster will try to get things back into their offensive zone. Quick whistle gives possession back to Grove City.
Failure to advance. You got to get the ball over the midline in 20 seconds. Good ride by Grove City.
So here come the Wolverines. Jed Spears thought he was going to try to move inside. Instead, will bounce it back to Lafort. Now to Jack Atwood. Atwood will wait for substitutions to be made and start things back out. Spears back behind the cage. It's Bishop. Spears goal line extended on the far sideline. His pass to Bishop is picked off. That's Matt Trella, senior.
Westminster's done a real nice job getting the sticks in the passing lanes today.
Coming out of his cage to handle it is Carter Hall, and he'll feed a pass up to Ryan Shorts, who brings it up over the midfield line. Has some open space. Dodging defenders. Loses possession, and it's scooped up by the Wolverines. They'll advance. Open space. Spears with a bouncing shot high and wide.
A lot of strategery going on out there. They're bringing Shorts off the sideline to help with the clearing game, and it's working nicely.
Blaze Bishop will set up behind the net. Offensive possession continues for Grove City. Brannon, bouncing shot, scores. Henry Brannon with his second of the game, and it's 5-1 Grove City.
And Brannon took that pass. Took a couple steps to get inside, and once he sets his feet, that ball's on its way, and it hits the cage.
Grove City fans happy about that one here on their home field. Just about 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Back to a 4-goal advantage.
2 goals for Brannon today, 2 left-hand stingers.
And they did fix the face-off statistics, so it is a perfect 8 for 8 for Grant Evans.
Never in doubt.
And once again, he wins another. It's 9 for 9. Evans out of Upper St. Clair brings it back into the offensive zone. Brannon, the latest goal scorer, he has 2. Blaze Bishop behind the net. Waits for his teammate to get set up. We do have a flag. It's right here in front of the benches.
I think there's going to be a legal substitution against Westminster.
As play goes on, goal line extended on the near side. It's Brannon. Feeds a pass up to his teammate, Andrew Kevsnowski.
Sometimes these players cheat coming off the sideline, and I think that's the officials caught him that time. I could be wrong, but I think that's what they saw.
We'll wait for a stoppage of play. Pass, great job in front, a shot at a goal. Once again, Blaze Bishop finds the twine, and it's 6-1.
Well, Bishop taking the pass at goal line extended, taking 2 steps to greatness and firing one past the goalie with his left hand. Highlight reel goal for Blaze Bishop. They're picking up the flag, and that's 2 quick goals for Grove City. Westminster got one back, but now Grove City's answered with 2 of their own to make it 6-1. Bishop with 2 goals, Brennan with 2 goals, Spears with 2 goals, and that accounts for all 6.
It's been a 3-man wrecking crew for the Wolverines. And if you want to count faceoffs, a 4-man wrecking crew. And now 10 for 10 from the faceoff circle is Grant Evans. He has possession, looking to get on the scoreboard, takes a shot, and it's saved. Loose ball in front, who's going to come up with it? Still on the ground, and Westminster will find possession, but a quick whistle.
There were 10 bodies inside of 3 yards going after that ball, and the ball's awarded to Grove City on a push.
So the Wolverines back on offense. Henry Brannon up 6-1 with under 8 to play here in the third quarter. The inaugural PAC Men's Lacrosse Championship. Blaze Bishop. Cycled around. Lafort will take possession. Trying to drive down the right alley. Pushing along is one of the Westminster defenders. Meanwhile, curling up is Spears, who is checked hard. And he loses his helmet. Spears went flying but didn't lose possession there.
Man, that was a tremendous hit. He was knocked tail over tin cup, as we used to say. And the referee calls time because the player lost his helmet.
Dangerous situation.
Yeah.
I don't know how Jed Spears kept possession, though.
I don't know how he gets all of his hair under his helmet. But he got his helmet back on, and they're going to keep possession. Now he's going to take his time and tuck his shirt in and put his glove on.
Slowing the pace.
Major League Baseball.
Crowd's happy with the success so far of the home team. Up 6-1. Hey, don't forget, when this game goes final, you can visit PACstream.net for archived broadcasts, blog articles, and features on PAC athletes. Also, you can like the PAC Sports Network on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at PAC Sports.
Referees are talking it over. They may say he has to leave the game. Yeah, they're going to keep him in there. Extended delay.
I'll get things started. It's Spears in that far corner on offense. 44 seconds on the shot clock. Just about 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. A 6-1 advantage for Grove City. Comes Andrew Kaznoski. Pass back to the middle of the field. Lafort trying to feed Brannon, but he fans on the shot. Never got possession, but the ball was still picked up by the Wolverines. Blaze Bishop for a big hit on a Westminster defender.
15 seconds on the shot clock.
Lafort realizing he's running out of time. Feeds Kavsnovsky, and it goes past his stick into the near corner. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Kavsnovsky tries to bring it back in. Jed Spears, spinning shot and scores! A hat trick for Spears, and it's a 7-1 advantage for Grove City.
With little time on the shot clock, Spears running away from the goal on the far hash mark, puts a bullet past Hall, and now Grove City extends the lead to 7-0. That was a very skillful goal by Spears, running away from the goal, and he's still got a lot of mustard on that shot. So he's the real deal from Medina, Ohio.
Timeout on the field will step aside as well. 7-1 advantage for the Wolverines here in the PAC Men's Lacrosse Championship. We'll be back on the PAC Sports Network.
Well, who do you think you are? Walk through these gates and you'll find out. It'll take, 4 years. 4 years of rigorous academics, of grand tradition, citizenship, of making friends for life, and let's not forget, having fun. While you're doing all this, we have a job too, to ensure your success. And make no mistake, we're good at it. Welcome to Bethany, a small college of national distinction.
Now, fully co-ed, Chatham University offers over 40 majors in the health sciences, sustainability, business, and the arts and sciences. Qualified undergraduates can also be admitted into our integrated undergraduate and graduate programs in physical and occupational therapy, physician assistant studies, and more. Live on our historic Shadyside campus or our Eden Hall campus, the first in the world built for the study of sustainability. Strong academics, Division III men's and women's sports, one-of-a-kind campus locations. Chatham.edu.
A Jed Spears hat trick extends the lead to 7-1 for Grove City here in the PAC Men's Lacrosse Championship. Thank you for joining us on the PAC Sports Network coming out of the timeout. Chuck Torrey and Jared Barton here with you. Chuck, what have you seen from Grove City's offense that will make them a contender if they happen to move on and get into the NCAA tournament?
Well, they have some high-level skill players, Brannon and Spears on offense, and pretty good defense holding this Westminster team to 1 goal. They could be dangerous depending on the matchup they get in the NCAA Division III playoff.
10 for 10 on the face-off draw. Make it 11 for 11. As Grant Evans still having no problem in the face-off circle, and Westminster has sent a few players to go and try to get a win one off of them, but they've still yet to crack that code. Back on offense is Grove City. Jed Spears with another rifle from that far sideline, and it's saved by Carter Hall. Hit him right in the knee.
Well, 7 goals for Grove City, but it's not because of Carter Hall's play today. He stopped a nice low shot from Spears that time.
Now to the offensive side, the Titans trying to get settled in. Ryan Short's the lone goal scorer for Westminster so far. Dante Serra coming down that left alley, feeding a pass inside, the shot wide, taken by Adrian Culp.
And in lacrosse, on a shot, the team closest to the ball when the ball goes out is awarded the ball. Now a turnover for Westminster.
Jed Spears and company on offense again. Close quarters, and the shot goes in. They're saying in the crease.
In the crease, nice tic-tac-toe passing. Grove City made 1 pass too many. Ball in the crease, player in the crease. The goalie down temporarily. He took a hit trying to stop that ball. Of course, that's why they have the crease in lacrosse, to protect the goalies. Kind of dived in there. And he's going to take his time. They may have to substitute for him here.
Of course, we've already seen the backup goalie once. It's because of a penalty on Carter Hall.
All the players taking a knee, especially for Grove City, almost like in a prayer huddle. And as a comment, one of the advantages that Grove City has in recruiting is they're looking for good lacrosse players, but they're also looking for Christian athletes. And they demonstrated their faith there by kneeling for their competitor. He's going to have to come off, that goalie. Now they're going to try to clear the ball without the goalie.
Yep.
Interesting.
So
okay.
now here he comes. That's Nathan Monterelli, the freshman out of Youngstown, Ohio, back in the net for his second stint, and he'll start things out. Of course, the injury to Carter Hall has him sidelined at least momentarily, but he'll look to cycle his way back in as soon as they get it clear. Matt Trella in charge of trying to get it over the midfield line, but he lost possession, and we do have a whistle that stops action right at midfield.
Ball will be awarded to Westminster.
Yep.
Westminster needs a quick response here to get back in this game. There are only 20 minutes left, 5 minutes in the third quarter. They're down by 6.
Carter Hall is back into the contest for the Titans, but right now they're on offense, trying to get back on the board. Down 7-1. Dante Serra being guarded one-on-one. Will pass it back to his teammate, Adrian Culp, who has had a couple of opportunities offensively, but he hasn't cracked the score sheet yet. Culp down the left alley. Feeds it behind the cage. Nice pass in front. Shoots and scores. Second on the game for number 2. And it's 7-2. Westminster trying to pull back into this one.
Skip pass from behind the net. Hit Shorts in the stick, and he got rid of it fast and fired the shot past the goalie Miller. Make it 7-2. Westminster with a little bit of life. They got it. They got their first goal, but then Grove City got the next 3 to make it 7-1. Now it's 7-2. 4:30 to go in the third quarter.
Back to the face-off draw. It's just been nothing but wins for Grove City. 11 for 11. Rolling ball will make it 12 for 12 as Grove City comes up with it and moves into their offensive zone once again. It's Henry Brannon, the junior from Florida, who led the team in scoring, 64 goals. Adds 2 more today, so his total was up to 66.
Well, he's had a couple of real good running mates today. Spears and Bishop have both been effective offensively.
No rush, 49 seconds on the shot clock, and a 5-goal advantage, 7-2. Moving right to left are the Wolverines.
Well, I think Coach Jernstad has told them no bad shots. A bad shot in lacrosse is an easy save for the goalie, which is nothing more than a turnover. If you're going to take a shot, blister one toward one of the corners of that 6x6 cage.
Speaking of turnovers, Carter Hall there to pick up a loose ball. Back and forth with his teammate Matt Trella, and Hall will try to move things out. Long pass to Dante Serra, who's defended. But Westminster comes up with it and will set up in their offensive zone. Ryan Shorts into the hands of Nick Trella. Under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. A 7-2 advantage to Grove City. Shorts on the right alley. Pass behind the net. It's Tyler Nordby, who's checked down to the turf. Feeds Serra. It was a little high for him, but he comes up with it. Spinning is Trella. Back to Shorts. Bouncing shot misses left.
22 seconds on the shot clock for Westminster.
Trying to spin it around was Westminster, but the ball was loose on the turf. Losing it was Joe Rosa. And the Wolverines will attempt to clear. And they successfully do back into their offensive zone. Approaching the 2-minute mark of this third quarter. A 7-2 advantage for Grove City. Jed Spears, who has a hat trick in today's game. Feed possession up to the face-off aficionado, Grant Evans. Now Brett Gladstone putting on the moves. Takes a shot and scores. Postage stamp in the top corner.
Fired a dime past the goalie. And boy, from our angle, you can see where that ball hit. It hit the top 6 inches of the corner above the goalie's right shoulder. Well placed, well delivered.
8-2 lead now for Grove City. Ball placed down on the ground. Unlike the women's lacrosse game where they have to place it in between the sticks in midair, which can always be a problem.
Illegal procedure on the face-off against Westminster, which gives possession and a 13th faceoff win for Grant Evans.
Henry Brannon and company will set up shop behind the cage. Lots of offensive possession time for Grove City, and it's shown on the scoreboard, 8-2 lead.
They're imposing their will on Westminster now. They're getting the ball and taking time with their offense and getting really good shot deliveries from their offensive players.
As we mentioned, it's an automatic qualifier to the Division III tournament for the NCAAs for whoever wins in this game. And they're one of 27 conferences that are granted the Pool A automatic qualification.
Now, one of these teams is going to get the root beer and popcorn out tomorrow night at 9 o'clock to see where they go.
Yep. Blaze Bishop, goal line extended on the far side.
Out there, understandably. So Grove City's going to be man up probably for a minute. Yeah, the cross check, 1 minute. 32 seconds. To go in the third quarter, and Grove City with an 8-2 lead, and they're going to have a man up opportunity until they score a goal in perhaps a minute.
Starting things out in that near corner is Henry Brannon. As we mentioned, 2 goals today. Brannon, the junior out of Tampa, Florida, went to Plant High School. He has won PAC Offensive Player of the Week 3 times this season, including this past week. This performance, a 9-goal game against Chatham. And the horn sounds at the end of the third quarter. It's 8-2 Wolverines. We'll step aside and bring you fourth quarter action right after this on the PAC Sports Network.
Jenna Frederick. I graduated from Geneva in 2012 with a degree in engineering. At Geneva, they minister to the whole person. I was asked questions that I never knew that I would need the answers for. They really dig into the deep topics, which became my core beliefs, and those core beliefs became anchors that I was able to hold on to. There was no time in my life that there were more passionate and compassionate Christian leaders pouring into my life. Employers seek after the kind of character and values that are instilled in students that go to Geneva.
Faith and freedom are far-reaching matters for us. The freedom to pursue a calling in life, and the faith that it will make a big difference. The freedom to use the value of an education to pay it forward, and a Christian faith to make it count. At Grove City College, faith and freedom create opportunities. And that's why faith and freedom matter.
Welcome back to Grove City College, the Robert Thorne Field. Home team having a excellent time so far out here in this inaugural PAC Men's Lacrosse Championship. An 8-2 lead heading into the final frame of play. That's, of course, barring a Westminster comeback.
One interesting thing about that last 30 seconds of the fourth quarter, Grove City man up. As long as they have the ball, there will be no face-off. They get an automatic possession to end the quarter and will continue with their man-up opportunity with about 30 seconds to go. Scoreboard says 28, close enough.
So both teams are set, and Grove City is back on the left half of the field. Quickly, goal line extended, a chance for Lafort, but decides to pass instead of shoot. Perimeter cycling ensuing here for the Wolverines. Great move by Gladstone. Seen that plenty of times tonight. Opportunity, real close. It was Jack Atwood who put one high.
Carter Hall came out to check to force that high shot. Don't see a goalie come out of the crease too often, but he was effective there, forcing a bad shot. Teams are even now.
Henry Brannon will feed Jed Spears. Spears, who has a hat trick in today's game out of Medina, Ohio. Led the team in assists heading into the contest. Spinning move from LaForte, and we do have a flag flying. As I heard a couple of sticks clunk off of LaForte's helmet. That's Michael LaForte, the freshman out of Waterford, Connecticut.
One minute slash against Westminster, so with a 6-goal lead, Grove City's going to be man up again. Hard to come back from a 6-goal deficit when you're man down.
Waiting for that whistle, and Grove City will start things out once again offensively.
Yeah, there's nobody in the penalty box. That's why that you might have heard the horn sound.
So they had to get the player who was penalized off the field. That was Reed Lutz. He tried to sneak in there and stay playing, even though he was supposed to be serving a penalty.
So they're going to have to get the clock right now, too.
Here we go, back into action with just about 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Great passing in front, opportunity, and Brett Gladstone finishes once again. His second goal of the game makes it 9-2.
Now, Carter Hall just couldn't believe that one. Gladstone accepted a pass right in front of the goal, and there was nothing Hall could do about it. And I think he knew he was beat even before the shot left Gladstone's stick to make it 9-2. Easy man-up goal, layup goal for Grove City, making it 9-2.
Shots right now, 26-20, an advantage, of course, to Grove City. Back to the face-off circle. See if Grant Evans can continue his streak, and he does.
14 for 14. It's no contest.
One of the big reasons why Grove City has had so much success and so much offensive zone time in this game.
Oh, that's Major League Lacrosse kind of statistic. People would love to have him on a professional lacrosse team playing like this. Of course, there are very good lacrosse people, perhaps at higher levels of Division III than the level we're seeing today, although we're seeing a pretty good Grove City team out there today.
Yes, we are. Trying to earn that automatic qualifying bid into the NCAA Division III tournament. Again, that selection show will happen tomorrow evening. You can watch it on ncaa.com. Pass in front. Coming from behind the cage was Brennan, and he has a hat trick.
That makes it 10-2. And nice play out front, avoiding a check, and Brannon snuck around from behind the goal, accepted the ball with his left hand, put it in the cage, and it's all over but the shouting. Now I think it's 10-2, 13:06 to play. Grove City very impressive today.
Plenty of streaks to continue, though, including the face-off opportunity. Grant Evans steps in.
Well, when a team has this kind of problem on face-offs, they got to try some different things, perhaps even putting a pole out there. And if you don't win the face-off, getting the ball out of Evans' stick immediately.
Right. And they have thrown a couple of different players into the circle, has Westminster, but just haven't found anybody that can go and win one against Evans, who the freshman, very impressive.
Well, you almost concede the draw, but then smack his stick and get the ball out of there and give your other players a chance to get it.
There have been a lot of them won off of the ground ball pickup, and there's no Westminster player there to even contend for it at times. Handling behind the cage is Jed Spears for Grove City. He'll bring it up, goal line extended.
Boy, the last 6 minutes or so, Westminster's hardly had the ball. Face-off win after face-off win, and once Grove City gets it, they've been pretty deliberate for the most part, working the shot clock down and most of the time getting a real good shot on goal.
Now here's the opportunity for Westminster and Alex Hayes to try to get back onto offense, although the ball is loose and it's scooped up by the Wolverines. A push, though, is going to award possession back to Westminster. Handling it was Michael Hamish. And the Titans will move out on offense. Under 12 to go in this fourth quarter. One-on-one action. It's Adrian Culp moving from the near side to the far side. Pass below the goal line.
Grove City not letting up at all on defense, making Westminster work for every opportunity, challenging every pass.
Here's Ryan Shorts, who has both markers for the Titans. He's been the only one to find the back of the net. Westminster. Shorts, the senior out of Westlake Village, California, you mentioned. Oak Park High School.
Saved by Miller. Grove City with the ball.
Try to move it out once again. To the hands of the long stick midfielder Will Morgan. And Blaze Bishop from behind the cage. Feeds a man in front. No problem. It's goal number 4 for Henry Brannon.
Brannon makes it 11-2, and that time goalie Hall came out of the goal hoping to get a ground ball behind his net, but Bishop beat him to it, and Bishop saw Brannon in front of the goal with his white jersey, white helmet, didn't miss him, hit him right in the stick, and Brannon put it right in the goal. So you have to take chances, I guess, when you're down 10-2, but they make it 11-2 quite quickly.
Bennett Webster in there on the face-off opportunity. No luck, though, as another win for Grant Evans. And Grove City will start out offensively again. 10.5 minutes remaining.
Very competitive game in the first quarter. It was only 1-0 Grove City. Westminster had some nice opportunities to score, but they weren't able to score for the whole first half. It was 4-0, and now from Westminster's point of view, the game has really gotten out of hand as Grove City's won every face-off and has had very extended possessions here, especially in the fourth quarter.
I think in that first quarter you saw a lot of conservative play on the offensive side of Grove City, just trying to feel out the defense from Westminster. And then come the second quarter, that's when the floodgates started opening as we have a spinning shot. Wow, what a beauty. Number 5 for Henry Brannon.
Brannon with the last 3 goals, got the 10th, 11th, and now the 12th. 10-goal deficit for Grove City, and Brannon accepted that pass, and he was all by himself. He was able to extend his arms, get the ball above his head, overhand shot, no chance for the goalie.
And when you have a offensive skill set like that, if you're Brannon, you're going to go and try to take that shot.
Oh, it's one thing to catch the ball in the pocket of your lacrosse stick. It's another thing to extend your arms and fire it. It's amazing there isn't a hole in the back of the net.
Another big face-off win for Grant Evans, and he'll bring it in offensively.
So Brannon with 9 against Chatham and 5 today.
He's just been tearing it up here in the PAC tournament.
Well, he has great lacrosse IQ. I mean, he saw the opening there. He came out to accept that pass, and the rest was history.
You know, his size helps, too. 6'3", 205. Forced to be reckoned with out there as
well,
he has possession.
His coach, Alec Jernstad, said that he has great skill, but more than anything, he's improved on his skills. He's getting a higher percentage of shots on goal, and he works harder than anybody on the team. Just a good kid. Making the most of his opportunities.
Fluttering pass for a rather shot from Jack Atwood, the midfielder out of Hudson, Ohio. Possession still in the hands of Grove City. Spears to Blaze Bishop behind the net. Goal line extended on the near side. Atwood, shot, saved. Perfect save from Carter Hall.
Well, it's 12-2, and Grove City has 12 goals, and really none of them can be blamed on Hall, the goalie. He's played as well as he could.
Shane Fisher will try to get it up over the midfield line. Standing with possession now is Nick Trella, waiting for his teammates. Thinking a pass to Jesse Dodd. Instead, will come to the near side. It's Fisher. Fisher feeds Chris Slater. Back and forth passing between the two. Now back up to Nick Trella. Just about 8 minutes remaining. Trella, great feed inside, a shot and a goal. Opportunity on the doorstep for Tyler Nordby, his first. And it's 12-3.
Credit Shane Fisher with a nice assist. Another player from Florida, sophomore from East Lake, Florida. Nice assist getting the ball on the inside. Make it 12-3. Nordby with the goal.
Yep. The junior out of Burnt Hills, New York. Attended Burnt Hills High School. The attack stands at 5'10". Back to the faceoff draw.
First face-off loss for Grove City today.
Only took 18 as we have flags flying on the near sideline.
Well, they had a different guy in there, too. Keith Cirillo took that face-off, and why not at this point? It's 12-3. As lacrosse aficionado, I'd like to see every player on the sideline get into the game today. 12-3. Give everybody a chance to play in the conference championship game when the game's this far along. A penalty on the play, 30 seconds against number 34 for Grove City. So Westminster man up.
Yeah, that's Will Morgan, the long stick midfielder out of Brecksville, Ohio. Shane Fisher and company to our right. Opportunity taken away by the Wolverines, though. 7.5 to play. 12-3 advantage Wolverines. Skipping up over the midfield line was Patrick Mark, the sophomore out of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. And a flag on the flag.
Offsides penalty against Westminster. I just assume the referee not call it at this point in the game. But if Grove City doesn't score a goal here, they'll be man up for 30 seconds.
Gladstone feeds Grant Evans. Back to Andrew Kavsnovsky,
Second
midfielder.
Penalty. 2 flags on the field.
This time on the near side.
I wonder if they said something.
I'm thinking that's probably it's going to be something off of the bench because that's not where possession was. Evans over to Gladstone. Down the right alley. Brett Gladstone, who has 2 already today. Kavsnovsky.
You know, here, even if there's a shot clock violation, Grove City's going to get the ball back.
Great spin from Gladstone, using his skills along the goal line on the far side. We do have a horn. So the shot clock ran out.
Offside penalties, we said. Well, actually, one guy kind of tripped over the midline, and the referee called the penalty. 12-3, 6:14 to go. Man up for Grove City.
Fresh shot clock as well. Atwood. Down low, back and forth passing. Now to the point, it's Gladstone. Spears to Brannon. Fed across and out of the stick. of number 5, Patrick Mark, or rather, that was Gladstone. Will rip a shot. Wow. Brett Gladstone with a hat trick.
Man up goal for Grove City. Gladstone, 13-3. And I think we will see both sides drain their bench here a little bit.
Get some fresh players out on the field.
Yeah. Grant Evans didn't take the last face-off. He isn't taking this one, but he put in a good day's work.
Oh, most definitely. As Keith Torillo, the midfielder, in to take the face-off out of Latrobe, Greater Latrobe High School. Ball was loose. Possession will be awarded to Westminster.
Well, you know, even when two good teams play sometimes, the game can get lopsided.
I think especially in lacrosse, you see that happen.
You do.
You know, other sports, it may be a little more back and forth, but once a team steals possession and momentum like Grove City has, could be a problem.
There's a push from behind, and Westminster's going to keep the ball. But one thing about it, these competitive players and competitive coaches, I've heard coaches say, play every play like it's 1-0.
Right.
And they do. They both the teams on both ends will play hard for 60 minutes, and when the new players get on the field, the substitutes get on the field, they want to play hard too. And it's a way of honoring the game, I think.
Sure.
Although there was one score in Division II lacrosse where the winning team got 50 goals, and that's a disgrace. Colorado Mesa, not to mention any names.
Do you know who they were playing?
They were playing Johnson and Wales, a cooking school.
Sounded lopsided even before you told me a score.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
It happened this season.
Oh.
Maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, if you're putting up that many goals.
Yeah, most schools will dial it back. Every once in a while, a coach will want to really pour on his offensive statistics to make him look good. But, 25, 30 is enough. 50, no way. No way.
Yeah, the sportsmanship's lost at that point. As Grove City continues their offensive opportunity. 35 seconds on the shot clock. Jed Spears behind the cage. Looking for a turning shot. Instead, will hold off and look for a pass.
Now, there's no quit in Westminster. They're playing hard.
Blaze Bishop, goal line extended. Feeds it to Spears, who spins around. Has a nice pass. And a penalty is going to be ensued.
Wow.
As Blaze Bishop.
Cross-check.
Tried to take a shot, and it actually deflected off of a helmet. But as you mentioned, Chuck, cross-check penalty.
Well, in the first half, Westminster drew a lot of penalties, but they were 0 for 5, and that kind of set the tone for the rest of the game. Now, Grove City's been man up for much of the second half, which makes for a lot of tired defensive players for Westminster.
Minute penalty charged to Westminster. And the passing has just been spectacular on the Grove City side of things. As that ball flutters way out of bounds. Shot attempted by Michael Lafort.
And possession will be awarded to Westminster, closest to the ball when it went out of bounds on the shot.
So it's up to the Titans to get out of their own zone. Having some issues right now. It's about 1-on-5. Flags flying on both benches.
Yeah, Westminster was some trouble clearing the ball, and their ball carrier got drilled as he tried to get the ball upfield. So I think Westminster's going to be man up here. Fans are really vocal now as both teams are really getting after it here in the last 3 minutes.
So they just pick up the flags?
Well, they're going to give the ball, or it's going to be a face-off. It's going to be a face-off? Well, there's a penalty against Westminster. Westminster's in the sin bin.
Yeah,
And,
that's the initial one, that the 1 minute penalty.
Okay.
That was the cross-check penalty.
I thought there was going to be a second one. The goalie's coming over. I think he's
you
the
had
team,
flags fly.
Yeah, the team captain is coming over to talk. He doesn't understand what's going on. Well, Westminster's getting the ball in any case. But no.
Ryan Shorts rifles a shot that's blocked away by R.J. Miller, who has been
played well for a freshman
most
today.
definitely,
Yeah.
most definitely. Shane Fisher behind the net. Feeds to his teammate Slater. Now Culp trying to find a man who is streaking down to the crease, but misses his stick and rolls all the way to the midfield line. Scooped up by Ryan Shorts and company, as we do have a penalty with a check in the back right at the midfield line.
And that ball came out to midfield, and to stop it from being an over and back, Westminster player got a little bit too aggressive and pushed the Grove City player in the back, and the official called the penalty quite rightly. Well, give him an elbow, that's what he's saying. Hit him with a forearm. So let's see, 2 players in the penalty box now, 1 for each side. 2:25 to go, 10-goal lead for Grove City.
Possession to the Wolverines.
Oh, yeah.
And an empty net goal, pretty much.
Yeah, goalie came out looking for a aggressive ride. It's 14-3 now.
Handled that one. Credit Michael Lafort, freshman with his first.
Yeah, I mean, to me, there's no point in the goalie coming out of the crease at this point in the game. You want to play to win, but no point in coming out when it's 13-3. Well, it won't be too long of a bus ride home for Westminster.
No.
What do we say, 14.5 miles?
That was it.
Yeah. Shortest bus ride in Division III lacrosse.
Yeah, and of course, there is another lacrosse game be happening tonight, 6 o'clock start at Westminster, as the women's lacrosse PAC championship will ensue. You can see that here on the PAC Sports Network. The Titans battling W&J, Washington Jefferson Presidents.
Are you doing that game?
I am not. Bob Orquist will be on the call.
Oh, they got their first team on the men's.
Is that right?
Day. Although Bob's very good.
Yes, he is. Bob is a talent of his own, doing plenty of work with the Trib Lime High School Sports Network. Hockey aficionado, also lacrosse. (14-3) here, though, with 1:20 remaining. Westminster in their offensive zone. Quickly, though, it'll be a turnover, at least initially, as we do have a penalty right in front of the Westminster bench.
He picked it up. He threw the flag, he picked it up. No point in calling that penalty now with 1:11 to play and a 11-goal lead for Grove City.
And a timeout to the Titans. We'll step aside. 14-3 advantage for Grove City. We'll be back with the end of the fourth quarter right after this on the PAC Sports Network.
Teal College, a creative, energetic place that's rooted in academic excellence, innovation, and tradition, where motivated students become motivated graduates, where so much is so close. Teal College. That's where. Teal College, an energetic place focused on your academic and personal success, where so much is so close.
Teal College is now enrolling for its new sports management, exercise science, and health systems programs, and more. For more details, visit teal.edu.
Welcome back. Not much time left here in the Men's Lacrosse PAC Championship, the inaugural PAC Championship, as Lacrosse brand new to the conference, at least on a certified Division III level. Chuck Torrey and Jared Barton here with you.
Jared, you might ask why Coach Brown of Westminster called a timeout. His team is down 14-3 with 1:11 to play. I'll tell you why he called a timeout. Teaching moment for the Westminster Titans. You guys came to Grove City today. You played hard, but the other team was just better than you today. Now what we have to do this summer is get back in the weight room and get ready to compete next year.
Yeah, it's definitely not a, it was very good for Westminster to make it to this point, obviously earning their first postseason victory.
Absolutely. Very much improved team over the last 3 years, making it to the conference final today.
It's important to mention that these two teams have only met 2 times prior. Of course, the one was earlier this season where Grove City won, 11-8 victory.
Goalies come out for Westminster. Interesting to see if Grove City tries to score here. You're just running around.
Might just sit and hold, right, with 42 seconds on the clock. And they can hold on to possession to drown this one out as the shot clock is behind.
If they have a layup, they might try to score, but otherwise a lot of class by Grove City if they don't try to score here.
Played a fantastic game and are well deserving of that move into the NCAA tournament, the automatic qualifying bid. Westminster back on offense. Ryan Shorts loses possession. It rolls. And it's scooped up by Grove City. Dominic Quiggle. Under 10 to go. The crowd happy with the outcome here as the Wolverines are headed to the NCAA tournament. Final score 14-3 over Westminster. Team celebrates out on the field. A very well-deserved victory for the Wolverines.
Interesting tradition in sports that have the square or rectangle goals. They go out and congratulate their goalie, win or lose. Both teams do it. They do it in hockey as well.
Yes, they do. As you mentioned, the automatic qualifying bid to the NCAA tournament. They're going to make the announcement of who will be playing who at 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. You can watch that on an online selection show that's available on NCAA.com.
Players are going to get on the bus, and the parents are going to find out where the bus goes, and they're going to follow it to the lights.
Final score here, 14-3. We'll be back to wrap things up after this on the PAC Sports Network.
Time to claim your spot.
With 2 locations in Washington County at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and Trinity Point in Washington.
The biggest thing with Consolidated is their customer service. They treat you like a preferred client, even if you're just starting with them.
They've truly taken the time to understand who we are as a business and recommend the best product and services based upon that knowledge of who we are.
Being able to rely on a technology partner like CCI to provide the fiber backbone means that our internet signal is completely reliable. I can't recommend any other parties. Consolidated is my first choice.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact Time Ad Productions. Time Ad Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timadproductions.com.
Welcome back, and the inaugural PAC Men's Lacrosse Championship will be awarded to the Grove City Wolverines, who come out with a major victory over the Westminster Titans, 14-3 the final score. Chuck, what are just some initial thoughts from you after seeing a spectacular contest here put on by the Wolverines?
Too much firepower, too much offensive firepower for Grove City. You have Brennan, you have Gladstone, you have Spears, you have Bishops, all with multi-goal games, putting up 14 goals against Westminster today, as the Grove City team is in a prayer huddle after the game today. Give credit to Westminster. They had a good season. They had a great win against St. Vincent in the semifinal game, but it was just too much Grove City today at both ends of the field. Too much offense, too much defense. And credit Coach Alec Jernstad, second-year program going to the NCAA tournament, and also Coach Brown of Westminster, his first year getting his team into the final game of the PAC Men's Lacrosse Final. Good lacrosse game today, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of intensity. Good game for the first 15 minutes, and then it kind of got away from Westminster, and Grove City imposed their will on face-offs and on good offensive execution.
And of course, Grove City deserves a lot of praise for what they've done, but Westminster on the other side, a program that has really shot up into prominence in the conference after only being just a few years old.
4 years old and very much improved after the first 3 years today.
So they'll have some bright futures ahead as the shirts and hats are distributed at midfield. Commissioner Joe Underko hands over the trophy for a big PAC championship win. It was Jeff Seifer who will bring it to the crowd at midfield.
And pictures, photo opportunities.
Shirts all around.
Yeah. Lots of communication on the internet and social media.
Bring out the PAC Champions banner. And fitting you get to go and celebrate it at home. You know, obviously you just want to win no matter what, but I think it means that much more when you do it in front of your home crowd.
And tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, they're going to have a good time, too, waiting to see who they play. They're going to be very curious about that, and I'll be very curious to see how they do against some other conference champions. PAC is relatively new to lacrosse, and they may end up playing Denison or Gettysburg or somebody like that, people with great lacrosse pedigree. And these guys, they aren't going to back down to anybody. They played a good game today. They had a great undefeated conference season, won the semifinal game and the final game today in the PAC conference tournament, and they are a deserving champion.
As you mentioned, 7-0 in conference play. They win 11-5 to this point, so they're now 12-5 on the year. Big photo opportunity there at midfield. Team's loving it every second.
It isn't easy to do to be a conference champion.
No, it's not.
It starts running sprints. It starts with being on the field in January, practicing in the cold. Long season. Practice every day, going to class, playing through injuries, getting yelled at by the coaches. But there they are.
Grove City extends their head-to-head record against Westminster to 3-0 lifetime.
Well, Westminster is going to show up again next year. I was impressed with some of their players, and I'm told they had a pretty good recruiting year this year, and they're going to try to get back into the championship game along with all the other teams in the PAC,
including Franciscan, who is addition to the conference, a full-time member now of the PAC. So we'll have that to look forward to as well. Take a look at some final stats for the game. Shot advantage to Grove City, 35-23. Saves were in the favor of Westminster, 10-7. Ground balls 41-22 in favor of Grove City. And face-offs, which was huge. We mentioned it all game. Grant Evans and company having no problem there, winning 18 of 20, including 18 of 18 for Evans personally, as they went and pulled him late in the contest. Got to mention some of the big scorers for Grove City in this game today. A 5-goal performance for Henry Brannon after scoring 9 in the semifinals. We've also had hat trick opportunities from Brett Gladstone as well as Jed Spears. So those 3 players, and you also throw in Blaze Bishop, who had 2, really made up your scoring. On the other side, Ryan Shorts, the only a couple of goals for him. Ryan Shorts, tremendous senior for the Titans, ends up scoring 2. And that's where we ended. A 14-3 victory for Grove City as they earn that automatic qualifying bid to the NCAA tournament. Selection show tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. You can watch that on NCAA.com.
I'm going to be tuning in, and they just gave a bath to Coach Jernstadt.
The Gatorade bath.
Yeah.
Fantastic scene here at Grove City as the Wolverines are victorious in this inaugural PAC championship. Fans, relatives, fellow classmates all out there in a celebration, major celebration here in Mercer County. And that's how we'll end it. 14-3 the final score. Grove City advancing to the NCAA tournament for Division III. For Chuck Torrey and Randy Gore, the great athletic staff here at Grove City, I'm Jared Barton saying thank you for joining us. The Wolverines are victorious. They're moving on. And we'll see you for the women's lacrosse matchup tonight at 6 o'clock on the campus of Westminster as the Titans will take on the W&J Presidents. Bob Orquist and company will have the call there. Thank you for tuning in to the inaugural PAC Men's Lacrosse Championship. Final score 14-3 Grove City, and we'll see you next time right here on the PAC Sports Network.